Hey guys, Ponce here, and Riot has just announced Kalista, the next champion for League of Legends. Now, just to be clear, she's not on the public test realm yet, though I expect her soon. So as soon as that's available, I will put links to gameplay and all that stuff that I get up right away in the description below, and annotations and all that stuff. So if you're looking for that, that's where you'll find it. But for the time being, there is this announcement, which I will link to as well in the description below. So just click on that if you want to see the webpage itself. It details all her abilities. I'll go over them here since they're kind of interesting. So first let's start off with her passive, Martial Poise. So what you're seeing here is basically her passive is designed to interact with stutter stepping or orb walking or whatever you want to call it. Kind of like, a little bit like how Draven's designed to work around the fact that, you're supposed to attack, move, and all that stuff. This just makes attack moving better because once you attack, you basically jump to where you want to move. And it interacts with some other things as well, a little bit. But moving on, let's go to the next one. Pierce. That's just a line nuke skill shot. It's the first thing. You can also proc the passive, so you can pseudo stutter step with it after you throw the spear. Next we have the W, Sentinel. So it has several components. The first one is its sort of active version here that I'm going to talk about. It creates sort of these little mobile ward things that look for enemy champions and scream. That's kind of neat. So she makes basically her own mobile wards. And it also has a passive component which works with the soul mark target, which I'll talk about in a minute, so don't worry about that too much yet. But basically, when you have this ability, you passively deal more damage with along with your soul marked target. Typically, you're going to end up soul marking your support, incidentally, it seems like. So next, let's move on to E, the Rend. So basically, you'll passively deal more damage to enemy targets, and once you've activated the ability on targets you've auto-attacked on, you'll basically do a nuke and slow on them. A little bit like Twitch's Expunge is probably the closest example I can think of, except apparently these things stack up infinitely. So if you keep hitting someone with these spears, they'll stack up forever. I mean, eventually they'll decay off, but they'll just keep dealing more and more damage when you eventually rend them off them, or expunge, more or less. So imagine like she's kind of throwing harpoons, with something like a rope attached to it, and you rip it out, deal extra damage that way. Lastly, we have her ultimate, Fate's Call. So just take a look at this, and I'll explain what's going on. So basically, you tether yourself with someone, right? Saying typically you do it with a support. And so as you see, there's tethered there. You can pull them to you, and then they get the option of launching themselves at enemies. So I can see that being really good for like a tanky person who wants to jump in, or a support who wants to jump in to save the AD carry who's done something stupid, stuff like that. Now that seems like it could be a rather troll-tastic ability, and a lot of people, yelling at each other, say, "Oh my God, you got me killed," and that kind of stuff. But it looks like it's supposed to interact with this item called the Black Spear, and with it you can basically offer a pact to an allied champion, and they can accept it or presumably decline it. And once they accept it, then you get this whole soul bond mechanic thing going with them. So you can't like force it onto people, which seemed like it'd be quite annoying. But anyways, I'm not sure what item slot this is supposed to take up. If I were to make a guess, maybe it takes the place of a trinket slot, since she gets basically a free ward out of her her W. But I don't know, it seems like it might be kind of... We'll see what happens. Again, this is not on the public test room yet, so this is all subject to change. We'll see if all this stuff goes in as is, but it looks like a very interesting sort of champion. Yeah, I look forward to testing this for you guys. And again, as I said at the beginning of the video, as soon as it's up on the public test room, I will get the gameplay up. And hopefully it's not today because I want to sleep for a few hours. But I'm going to go off and get sleep for a few hours, and then we'll see if the stuff is all ready. Anyway, I'll see you guys around. Again, this is also in the description below, the link to this page if you want to check it out yourself. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you around.